You could think of a museum at first, but this place is actually the Lanchester archives held in Coventry Library, where we met Paul Nolan, the archive specialist, to hear more about this place full of legacy.
And we have the world's largest collection of notebooks, sketchbooks, patents, correspondence, as well as other ephemera items that are related to the life and work of Fred Lanchester and other members of his family. Fred was kind of known really for his involvement within the automotive industry in the late 1890s and set up the Lanchester Motor Company in Birmingham.
Created a few years ago, the interactive Lanchester archive held dozens of notebooks, sketches and models from Fred Lanchester and his brothers.
This one here is really important because this car here was the first all-British four-wheel petrol-driven car from 1895 that Fred designed and built. And he built it with his brother George, and the book that you see above, this is basically the instruction manual of how to build this car. Now, when the company was taken over in 1931, the entire operation moved to Coventry to the Daimler works at Sandy Lane in Radford, and the real car actually came over with it. But sadly, in 1941, there was what was known as the Blitz in Coventry, where much of Coventry was destroyed and a lot of the factories were destroyed and the munition works were destroyed, and the Daimler factory was one of those targets for that for the night of that bombing, and sadly this car got completely destroyed. But it was Fred's brother George here who remembered how it was built, and he was actually able to build a perfect scale model of that car. So this is the only model of the very first car that was ever built that has now survived. And so yeah, it's very fragile, that's why it's all encased, and we're hoping in the future to use new technologies so we can actually make a 3D copy of it.
Open every day from 10 to 5. You can visit the Lanchester archives at any time on the second floor of the Coventry University Library, and you might have the chance to ask Paul for a tour.